What's poppin', my Freeform Renegades? You are tuned into the Freeform Network. Thanks for joining us for another fun episode of Freeform Radio. I'm your host, Noel, with my co host, Daniel.
Yes, sir, man. Oh man, it's a little chilly today. It's like in the mid 70s, which is excellent because I got to cut the grass today. But man, it's supposed to get pretty hot this coming week, so take advantage.
Oh, yep. And we got Andy here.
It's all good, Andy. We're all back together, working through these technical difficulties, but we're all here and let's get the ball rolling, man.
For sure. Well, it is another nice day here in Chicago. Wherever your listeners are, we hope you're relaxed and feeling good. We're going to jump into it here with Andy. And looks like Andy has a little something to say about that Coldplay concert and that whole controversy with the Kiss moment. Tell us your thoughts on that, Andy.
Yeah, it's the thing that went viral, which is when I initially saw it, I'm like, damn, like this is like I didn't think a big deal of it. Like it was kind of messed up. I think everybody, I don't know, I'm pretty sure everybody saw it. It looked like a couple. They're at a concert. They do the kiss cam crap, and the guy's all up on this woman doing that uh, back hug when everybody's in love and early dating, right? And then they put the camera on him. He basically pushes her away, and he drops to the floor, and the woman covers her face. So everybody's like, oh, and then I don't know. There's like a billion versions of it, but there's a version where the band or Coldplay's like, oh, they're either really shy or they're not supposed to be together, something to that effect. And I thought it was like, okay, this is fucking hilarious, but it took a life on its own because, um, everybody like the internet's forever, so people start looking in. And I'm pretty sure you saw it, Noah and Danny. Did you guys see that video, like that 30 seconds or whatever?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I saw it on the internet. I thought it was. I'm like, if if I was doing something like that and cheating with like a person from my company or anybody, I would not be going out in public like that. I thought that was like, dude, like, what the hell are you thinking?
Yeah, same thing. Yeah, I saw it and it was pretty funny. I had a feeling that was what the case was. When I first saw it, I was like trying to get context, but I could tell from the reaction, I was like, yeah, this guy, he's probably cheating, and he got caught up right now. So it's crazy. They didn't want to mention the company though. I saw a lot of people saying CEO, CEO. I'm like, all right, but what company? And then I finally found out a couple days ago, and so it was funny.
Yeah, I think it's like some type of tech company. I don't want to name it, but yeah, the so it came out he's the CEO of the company, and the woman, allegedly having the affair with was the HR person, from what everybody, the internet detectives are saying. And there's other people claiming there was another woman there that she worked at the company. She was the assistant to the HR person, the lady. And so yeah, the internet, man. Once you go out, the people find everything about you. They found out their names, their titles, where they work, and he put out a message. The guy that got caught, the CEO, put it out a personal statement that the next morning that he personally made a mistake and he apologizes to his wife and his kids and his family. And then he kind of like uh, made comments about the band's fault because you need to respect people's privacy. And the internet went crazy. I haven't heard anything from the woman. Um, the people were saying she was the head of HR, and like now people from the office that where they work are coming out saying that it was like the worst kept secret that they were hooking up or dating or whatever. And uh, I think that he took a leave of absence from the company, and so did the HR person. So, when it comes to stuff like this, like how do you personally recover from going viral and not for the right reasons? And then you got your family life and now impacts your work life. And I mean, the guy just made a bet. He was he was an idiot, like Danny said. Like, why would you take your side piece to that type of concert, and then like get caught, and get caught basically, as the kids say, in 4K. I mean, there's nothing to dispute there. Everybody, the way they were hugged up, everybody knew they were together. Um, I don't know, and people are just going crazy. But that brings up to other topics of the kiss cams. There's other people going viral or other stuff, or uh, couples, kissing or not kissing, and then there's actual. I remember last year, or 2 years ago, there was the Cowboys were, this is NFL. The Dallas Cowboys were losing as usual, and there was this couple like crying or like all hugged up because they lost, and the dude was crying, and it came out that the guy's girlfriend at home came out. That's my boyfriend with like a woman or a friend or something, and they were cheating on her. And I'm just like, you can't be you can't be as discreet as it used to be. So, and it's just, I don't know, man. Can you go to public places like this and with your side piece and try to be discreet? I mean, I don't know, Dan. I think it's just a bygone era, man. Can you take your side pieces to any public shows or even the movies? I think it might be dangerous.
Yeah, to me, I don't think it's a good move. If you're into that sort of thing, um, it's definitely not something that you can go out in public and put yourself out there like that. Um, to me, I've broken up a few times and a few whatever dating when I was single. And dude, you just break up, man. If you're not happy anymore and you're not content and you want to move on, you just break up, man. I don't really understand these people that kind of keep it together while they're cheating on their, significant other. I don't quite understand it. I know it's tough, and I know you probably want everything. You want a safety net, like let me try this new thing out and then keep the old one. But nah, man, you have to be an adult, and man, you just have to break up or spell out the situation.
Yeah, I mean that's what I'm saying. The gentleman in question, I think he had a lot to lose here, and he's a high net worth individual man. He's a CEO. People came out with posting his net worth, um, and I mean, I saw a picture of his family. It was a beautiful family, large. To me, it was large. I think he had 3 kids, younger kids too. So, um, I don't know, man, but people, it went viral. People are making fun of it across the board. People making memes out of it, videos. Uh, it is, I don't know, me personally, I don't know how you can recover from that, and even like, would the company take you back for something like that, especially if you're the CEO, unless he has like a piece of the company or he owns it. Like, I don't know how they would take you back because the company um might not want that image for them. And same thing with the HR. Like, there's all these conflicting things about HR dating within the company and all that, and um the person in charge of it's, I'm not saying that she's broken a company rule or anything, but you don't know, each location is different, and I don't know. We'll see how that comes back. Final thoughts, Noel. We're talking about how can you recover from something like that personally and in your career wise, and you know, I know Danny says he wouldn't do it. Just like if you're having issues with wife or your partner, just leave or break up. Or I think Noah's the type of guy that would keep his side piece around.
No. Yeah, I couldn't even imagine, honestly. If I was in that position, that much power, he probably just feels like he can get away with it. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? He's telling people what to do 90% of the day, every day, for years and years. Yeah, he's probably got this, like, I don't know, this feeling of superiority, and that like he could get away with a bunch of stuff. So yeah, obviously didn't get away with this time. And I don't think I'd ever do that, man. That's who gets married to cheat on their family. Like, why would you even don't even
A
get
lot
married
of guys.
then? It's like it's not right though. It's like
No, no,
just
I'm
stay
not saying this
single.
right, but it's been going on since the beginning of time. The other thing I want to say, I think you make a great point. He's the CEO of the company. He's used to uh, giving out direction and orders, and I have a feeling like a lot of this stuff was probably like expense for through the company, so it didn't cost him anything except I think probably his marriage now. So that's the other thing. I'm imagining like the company paid for the tickets. They're probably getting a hotel over there allegedly, that's what I'm thinking, and just like let's make a night of it. And they just got caught up.
Yeah, I don't know if you could ever come back from that. I wonder if he'll keep his job because, like they said, he's on leave, but
He's on leave, yeah.
that doesn't necessarily mean he lost his job. So I'm assuming he'll probably be on leave for a minute and then come back. But who knows, man?
Yeah, we'll see. We'll keep an eye on it. Let us know what you guys think at ffnquestions@gmail.com. The other thing I wanted to talk about, another going into professional wrestling here. I don't know how many of you guys saw it. They had a Saturday night's main event at the time of this recording. It was a week ago, and they advertised it as they were pushing at this what was possibly Goldberg's last match or his retirement match because it was in Atlanta, and he ended up losing, and so there was this whole controversy. Basically, it was because of the ending of the match. He loses. The match wasn't. I mean, for an older. I mean, I watched it because it's Goldberg. He was one of the icons of '90s wrestling. He helped. He was there with the boom with the NWO, Hogan, Nash, Hall, and all that, and Stone Cold, Rock. He was a pillar of wrestling at that time, and he wrestled. He's been wrestling on and off the last decade. For WWE, he came back and he had this retirement match for the World Championship with Gunther. And I mean, well, how much can you do? He looked in decent shape. I know he kind of like was saying he wasn't in great shape, but he did the match. So as I was watching it, I'm like, oh man, they're cutting it close. They're gonna run out of time. They did the ending. He started talking. I think maybe he got like 30 seconds, 20 seconds. I don't recall. It wasn't a lot of time, and then they went and the show ended. And there was a lot of controversy around that, how they did him wrong. A lot of the wrestling, the IWC Internet Wrestling community came out. A lot of the podcasters say they did him wrong. And now there's even talks that Goldberg is, I think Meltzer was reporting that he was unhappy how all that went down, especially the end, and he didn't like how the match went. So now they're saying that AEW has made him an offer to come there to have a string of matches so he can retire how he wants to. Um, do you guys get to see it at all, or like, do you even care about Goldberg? To me, I think he just retire, and then now he's talking about doing other matches. Like, I don't know if it's kind of wrestling 101, have multiple retirement matches.
Yeah,
Yeah.
did you see it, Noel?
No, no, I didn't watch it. Yeah, I didn't even know that they brought this back. That's pretty cool
Saturday
though.
night's main event.
Yeah, I mean,
It's
it
been on
seems
and off for a
like
couple years. Yeah.
yeah, looking at the history because I was like curious. I was like, what is this? I didn't even know it was WWE until until I looked it up here. But that's cool that like he had a retirement match. It's just like you said, it's gonna be one of many. I'm sure. Like Ric Flair, how many did he
Yeah,
have?
he had a ton. Yeah.
Shawn Michaels, same. So many matches coming back. It's just yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah, to me, I saw some highlights. I didn't watch the match itself. Um, but yeah, I thought it was fine. To be honest, I didn't think it was that much of a slight. Stuff like that happens all the time. You run out of time. There's a lot of pay-per-views that are set up in that fashion where if you just run out of time, then you just run out of time. There's nothing you can really do about it. So I think stuff like that happens. I thought what was even kind of more messed up is when your boy Bret Hart started chiming in and
Yeah.
started saying that, good. They should have cut his match out too. So once he started sticking in there, I was just like, oh man, this thing's getting personal.
You
But yeah, you're
know,
right. I did see the AEW stuff, and that supposedly Jericho, or at least that's the
yeah.
promotion they're trying to promote. I think that would be a cool match, but with them two old guys, I don't know if they could even put a good match together, to be honest.
And Jericho right now, he just posted a picture, just to
Working out,
he's working out because he goes through these phases where he's like, I'm going on tour or
right?
whatever, and then oh shit, I'm gonna get back into wrestling. He gets abs again, and then he loses his belly. So it's like this back and forth. But Jericho's getting up there in age, and you know, uh, just seeing Goldberg in AEW, just because they're on TNT, like if that matters. But it just, I don't know. Like I feel weird about seeing him in WWE when he came back. Didn't look right. Because he's so connected to WCW. Um, I don't know. Like I said, yeah, it would have been nice to see more people like Hall of Famers there, like Hogan, Bischoff, some more WCW guys, and there wasn't. And that's one of the things that upset me because when they build up retirement stuff, they have a lot of other wrestlers. Like when Raw, they would have like all this like promos and packages of them what they did, and it didn't happen. It was kind of rushed, and it was a Saturday night's main event, so. We'll see. Let us know what you guys think at ffnquestions@gmail.com. But let's switch it up here, man. Everybody, Danny went to see the movie that everyone's talking about. Even I want to check it out. Well, how was the Superman movie then? Let us know what's the deal on it, man.
Yeah, to me, I dug it, man. I don't think it's the best thing ever. I am a Superman fan, so I really do enjoy Superman. I liked the um, Henry Cavill version of Superman. I thought he played an excellent Superman, which kind of fit with the route they were going with the darker atmosphere, Batman being darker, and it fit more like a grounded version of Superman. This is definitely a lot more cartoony. This is a lot more to the comic books, to the animations. It is definitely more towards that side. So I like it. I don't love it, but I definitely think it's a good movie and definitely a must watch for Superman fans. A ton of cameos by other characters, really fantastical. There's like all these like a ton of CGI, like a bunch of it. Um, but it was good. I did dig it. I know this is kind of going to go into a little bit of your article, Noel, and we can talk about it at that time. But yeah, it was a cool experience. I ended up paying a little extra, well, not extra, but it was limited seating for the THX or some kind of like specialty theater DXF or something. I forgot what it was called.
X-Pac was up there doing chops or something.
Right. It's whatever that special theater screen.
THX, yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
And dude, man, it sounded awesome, man. It was like really, really cool. All the audio sounded really good, good visual. Everything was really good. I really enjoyed it. The funny part is, dude, when we got there a little early because I wanted to see the previews and see what they were showing. And we're sitting there with our popcorn. I got some nachos, and we're just there chilling, waiting for the movie to start. And the first like dozen people that are showing up are all old people, man. Like I was like the youngest guy in the crowd, and I'm like, wow, man, is this thing not going to hit the young crowd? And it wasn't that late or that early. It was like a 6:30 showing on like
Mm-hmm.
a Tuesday night. So I'm like, I would think there'd be young people here. But then after the first initial round of people coming in early, like I did, you got all these young people coming in all last minute while previews are happening, and it did fill up pretty good with maybe about 60 or 70% young people and the rest older. But the funny part, the whole setup to that, the funny part here is that they started the young guys. They just almost all of them took off as soon as the end credit started to roll. But there was a lot of old people that stuck around because I don't know. I guess they wanted to stick around and see if there was anything afterwards. I'm I turned over to Alana and Junior. I'm like, yeah, how you guys like it? And they're like, yeah, that was good. So this old man and this old woman, they're talking so loud. The woman is just like, yeah, how'd you like it? You know, Hank or whatever the hell his name was. And the guy's like, it was too damn loud. He's like, this movie is too damn loud. So I turned over to
Too
Alana.
loud, you're too old.
I turned over to Alana, like, man, old people talk, man, over here. They're saying it was too loud. They needed earplugs or something to kind of keep the audio down. But it was awesome. It was good, man. It was a good time, and I enjoyed it. You said you want to go see it, Andy?
Yeah, it was actually I was kind of on the fence about it, but the reviews and stuff like that, and there was all this like hoopla. Like, it might have been too political, but I guess that didn't really happen. Um, I don't know. Like, Superman has always been the movies. Uh, they have a special place in my heart because of Superman, Christopher Reeve. And when they remade them, or whatever, Brandon Ruth, I thought that Superman was good. The only problem with him, they made him too emo. And then the Cavill one, those were decent, but it was kind of dark. Um, and then this one, like when I'm hearing the stuff, I'm like, I might want to check it out. I actually might see it at the theater. So we might check it out. And you mentioned there's a lot of cameos. Then did like Black Adam make a cameo or Shazam?
No, not. I mean, I don't want to spoil too much because I know people are looking forward to figuring out who's there and who's not. But yes, there's quite a few characters, people that they don't show in the trailers, show up in the movie. One of them got spoiled to me before I went to go see the movie. I was listening to a podcast and they were talking about it, and they just started blurring out people that were showing up as cameos. So I did have one kind of spoiled for me, but it was still cool to see the character. But yeah, man, there is. I don't know. I guess you have to really look at it and look for it. But to me, there is a little bit of a political kind of slant with everything with immigration right now. There is a big stance as far as accepting people that into your country that are different from you. If you kind of perceive Superman to be an immigrant, because in Trump's America, he wouldn't be allowed. He'd need to go through the process and get a passport to come in.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like the whole immigrant spin, but um, yeah, I mean, I want to check that out. And then like the other one, I've been hearing stuff about Fantastic Four and all this multiverse crap. Like, I have no need. I've been hearing all these spoilers, and I have no, like, I can't wait on watching that one. I have a feeling they fucked that one up.
Yeah, we'll have to see. It does look different as well, so I'm not sure if I'm gonna go check that one out or not. And Noel, do you have any interest in going to the theaters and seeing Superman?
To be honest, no, man, not so much. I got a little bit of like comic book movie fatigue at this point.
Hmm.
I just seen so many, dude. I saw a lot of I saw a lot of the more recent ones that were not that great for Marvel, and then I didn't like some of the DC stuff and the direction they're going. James Gunn did great in Guardians of the Galaxy. I give him props for that, but I didn't want to see Superman in that light. You know what I mean? Like, I get people say that like, the Cavill one is dark and all that, but there's a lot of hope and a lot of optimism in it too. He saves a lot of people. He does a lot of stuff to show, the good in humanity and all that, and the worthiness of saving them. So it's a different spin that I liked, as opposed to like the Christopher Reeve or the Brandon Routh one, or even the George Reeve if you go far back enough. But this new one, some people have been telling me how they liked it and all that. I'm like, that's good, man, if you like it. And they were like, yeah, it's funny. And I was like, it's funny? They're like, yeah, it was really funny. It was cool. I was like, all right. That's not really why I go to see Superman for funny, but It's like if I go to a Will Ferrell movie and it's like, oh, how was that Will Ferrell movie? Oh, it was really gory and horrific. It's like, that's not really what I want from Will Ferrell either. So it's like, I don't know. I'm on the fence. I'll probably watch it when it comes out streaming or on a sale or something, but I don't think I'm gonna go to the theater for that one.
Yeah, it does have a more lighthearted atmosphere. So that is 100%. He does try to crack these one-liners that come off as, kind of sometimes cringy jokes. There's one where he just got his ass beat because in this movie, man, he gets his ass beat quite a bit. So he's definitely
Nah.
not like the super powered man or anything like that. So he's getting his ass beat and he's like laying on the floor and one of these other superheroes comes up to him and he's just like, "Hey, are you going to help us here or what? Or are you just going to lay there all day?" And he cracks some joke like, "Hey, I'm doing serious stuff here." And, to me, I'm like, all right, he's trying to be funny, but like, whatever. So yeah, I think it's totally different atmosphere. It's 100%. Um, you could tell it's a Guardians of the Galaxy, you know, lateral position,
Yeah.
but with Superman. So
I
it's definitely a James Gunn movie.
I recently got. I know I've been telling you, Dan. We got some cable stuff like IPTV, and I do get uh I was flipping through it this weekend, and I think about every freaking old channels I used to watch, which was like TBS, TNT, USA, FX, all of them, all going to Noel. It was all superhero movies, like all of them. Like, and TNT kept playing the Guardians of the Galaxy movies, the FX movies. They had the Spider-Man and some Star Wars stuff, and then the TBS had some other superhero. I'm just like, damn, man, like this is a lot of fucking superhero movies, and I'm with Noel. I'm kind of not fatigued, but I can wait on them. I'm not in no rush to see them anymore like I was in the past. I think I saw like an Avengers thing out there, and I'm just like I check in for like 5 minutes, and I'm like, oh yeah, and then I just like go to a different channel. Um, but yes, there's a ton of fucking superhero movies. I'm kind of Superman or superhero out, Star Wars out, and I was watching some Star Trek with on Pluto because I got all those Star Trek. I was watching some Deep Space Nine and some Enterprise, and but I'm kind of like, like this is like I watched it so many times, like it's starting to like not. It's not starting to hold my interest, and I was thinking about watching Stargate Atlantis again, but then it's like super. I was watching a couple episodes, like super 90 esque TV, and I'm like, I don't know if I can watch this right now. And I used to love that show.
Right. But yeah, man, Superman, go check it out if you're a Superman comic book Superman fan, especially. Definitely a must watch for those fans. Just to kind of sum up some of my week, I watched this Netflix documentary. Not sure if you guys even saw it. Kind of perusing Netflix because I think you got it Netflix, Andy. But it's called Trainwreck Poop Cruise. Uh, this one was a weird one. But the basic gist is um, there was like 4,000 people on a cruise that was going to like Cabo or it was going somewhere like in the southern, like Cuba,
The Caribbean.
the Caribbeans, yes. So it was in that general area. It reached its destination and then it was starting to come back to the States to like Florida or wherever it launched out of. And it loses power. There's like this fire in the engine room. So the engine's cut off, it loses power, and guess what? With technology nowadays, everything is electronic. So the toilets stopped working, the all the food started going bad, and this thing was at drift for like a week because it
Damn.
took them for yeah, because it took them forever. because it's like XY. The documentary kind of goes into all these circumstances that made it where it could not get shuttled in quick enough. They needed to deal with all these international waters and get people to come out. I guess there was not a real good plan to deal with it. But yeah, the documentary kind of goes into the toilets overflowing. People started peeing and pooping in the showers, and then that started overflowing. People started taking and creating like little shanty cities on the deck
We started
because
becoming a hood.
yeah, because when you were down inside the cabins, it was hot as heck because there's no AC, and this is in the middle of the summer, so people were sweating their down in the cabin. So everybody started kind of mirroring good spots out on the deck,
Mad Max
and
shit.
yeah, it did. It became like anarchy. People started hoarding food. As soon as they would bring out like trays of fruit or whatever they would bring, you would see these people just taking in abundance, and then there would be people that wouldn't eat. So like old feeble people, they couldn't get any food.
Out my way.
Yeah, because there was all these young people like fighting for it. But yeah, it was a really interesting something that I've been meaning to maybe do. Me and Alana and
Cruise?
Junior, if he's up for it, is go on a cruise. But when I see stuff like this, it kind of like deters me. I'm like, I don't know if it's gonna be that good of a time. Granted, this was back in 2013 that it happened, but at the end of the documentary, it made mention that these cruise liners still have this fault in their design that can make all of their cruises, susceptible to this, and where there could be a fire in the engine room.
So, my wife, I almost had her convinced to go on a cruise before the pandemic. Then the pandemic came, and then we were talking about like, oh, what should we do? And then she saw that documentary where COVID was on, and people were on that boat on that cruise line, and they all got COVID, and then nobody wanted to take them. Like no fucking country wanted to take them. Do you remember that one? Did you ever see that one? Then
Yeah, where everybody got sick.
everybody
I
got
mean that.
COVID. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that stuff still happens now, where people get the flu and it'll just start going rampant
Yeah.
amongst all the guests. I
So
mean, you're confined. There's really not
yeah.
much places you can go.
Well, that, and then the whole thing now with the other thing, the big thing on the internet, the Carnival Cruises, with all uh, the mass people just get crazy, and they're like dancing and jumping and fighting on so it mostly happens on Carnival because it's the most affordable one, but not on the other cruise lines. And it's getting to a point where it went not viral, but it was kind of trending on YouTube videos, like what was going on with all these uh, cruise lines with the Carnival, with the fighting and stabbing and all this stuff. And it was all, for some reason it's only on Carnival, but if you look it up, you'll see what they're pointing towards the issue is, and a lot of it's like it's really cheap, so people get in there and all crazy in this help because it's people without money. So,
Did you hear
but
about the rule
I still want to do a
changes?
cruise. I'm sorry, what?
Did you hear about the rule changes?
The no
They're not.
boombox or something?
Yeah, no more rap, hip hop
Yeah.
music, and like
Yes.
they're catering their rules to a certain demographic. You could tell.
Yes. And it's not right,
Wow.
but they're like packing them in, but now they're like, this is out of control.
Wow, holy moly. Yeah, it's funny you mentioned all these problems. It wasn't something I was going to talk about because I'm still watching this other Netflix documentary. But yeah, it's that somebody got, murdered on
Yeah.
a cruise ship, and it's about solving the case. So I'm still in the middle of that documentary, but yeah, cruise ships, yeah, it could either be the greatest time ever or it could be a death trap, it sounds like. But let's change subjects here, and let's go to something a little more lighthearted. Let's talk about the El Diablo and Noel with beating Diablo 4. Fill us in, Noel.
Well, it's not so lighthearted, but
I
it's a
know.
fun game. This is actually a pretty fun game. It's not as good as I was hoping it would be, but it's still nice to see it continuing the story. That's really the only reason I played it was for the story. The game itself is kind of like Diablo 3. I might have given my review on that years ago. I can't recall. But so Diablo 4, it takes place 50 years after the events of Diablo 3, and that takes many years after the events of Diablo 2. That was the game that I was really introduced into the whole franchise of the games. But anyway, just to kind of sum it up, you're trying to fight the daughter of one of the main villains from Diablo 2, Mephisto. It's three brothers, Mephisto, Diablo, and Baal, and them three are the prime evils that, run hell and are trying to conquer Earth. And so Lilith is the daughter of Mephisto, one of the, larger prime evils. And so your whole point is to try to stop her from taking over Sanctuary. Sanctuary is kind of like almost like the Garden of Eden in a way. It was created for the Nephilim, for a combination of the demons and angels that, bred with humans and created these super beings, superhumans, if you want to call them that, called the Nephilim. And so they had the sanctuary so that way they could be away from the eternal war of hell and heaven. So they wanted to stay away from all that, but now sanctuary is being like overrun, killed. They're killing like a lot of the people, and the primevals are stated to come back. So Lilith wants to come back to kill the primevals, but in doing so, she's also killing other people, innocent people. So as the main protagonist, you got to stop her, and you fight a lot of people throughout the way. You actually come across the angel Inarius that was the husband of Lilith, the demon Lilith, and they are the ones that created actually the first necromancer, Rathma. And then from there, they created other Nephilim and all that. But it's kind of cool just to kind of see more expansion on the story of from Diablo 2. And in terms of gameplay, that's where I would really give its negative marks. The gameplay felt kind of repetitive, similar to Diablo 3. A lot of dungeons, a lot of like just similar art, like similar structure. So it doesn't really feel like something new. Whereas Diablo 2, you could, there was a certain set amount of areas, but every area left you with an impression of that area that was unique to that. So you go from one area to another, you're in a new area. And here it's like kind of, but it's still similar. So it just gets repetitive. The mechanics are interesting. You can build items, you can expand it, you can customize it, put little spells and skills on your items, but no particular item feels worthy of collecting. And in Diablo 2, you could find, let's say, the almighty sword of heavens or whatever, and you got a badass weapon, and everybody wants that weapon. It's a rare one. Hardly anybody ever finds it. Maybe 10 people in the whole game have it, and it's like a valuable item, and you want it. You're looking for it. Every time you kill somebody, you hope it drops. You hope you get it. In this game, and in Diablo 3, it's like you don't really care. Whatever drops, drops. I'll upgrade it later, whatever. Nothing means anything, really. So it kind of steals that away from you. That means trading is worthless. You don't really trade with anybody. You just find your own stuff. You upgrade it on your own, and that's it. So the trading was a big part of Diablo 2 that I loved. It was absent in 3 and pretty much worthless in 4. And there's other things I can go into detail. You guys haven't played these games, so it's like I don't want to go into too much detail, but um, I would probably give it like a 6.5 out of 10.
Oh,
Again, I like the story. I thought it was cool, but I deleted it already. Like I already uninstalled it. I beat the game. I tried for a little bit extra, like there's some extra stuff you could do, and I was just like, nah, there's no point, man. Um, and then one final note that I'll give on this. The biggest thing that was a deal breaker for me to like not keep playing further, because Diablo 2, I put thousands upon thousands of hours into it, man. Throughout my high school years, I put hours after hours into it. You already know, Daniel, like you saw me playing it all the time.
right.
Diablo 4, I think I put maybe what 10 hours and then I beat the game and then I was done. Like I was like, I have no desire to play anymore. Um, the reason why, this is the last note I'll give on it, the monsters progress with your level. So if you level up really quickly and you try to like grind and kill every monster to level up and get your guy stronger, it doesn't even matter because the guys get stronger with you, the monsters get stronger with you. So you're actually penalized for grinding, for trying to explore, for trying to progress and get your character stronger because the monsters get stronger and it just takes that much longer. So if you're playing the main story and all you want to do is beat the story, you got to rush through it. Do not go out and do other quests. Do not kill other monsters because if you level up, the next boss you fight, it's going to take you 10 minutes. The boss after that, 20 minutes. The boss after that, who knows? And I'm like, nah, I'm not playing that game. So I just started like pretty much rushing through it because I even looked up on the forums. I'm like, why is even though I'm grinding, I'm upgrading my stuff, it's still just incredibly difficult and long time to kill anything. And everybody was agreeing that yeah, it's I think they call it level of scaling or something like that, but
Right.
that was a deal breaker, man.
Yeah, I know Assassin's Creed. I forget which one. I think it was Origin, or one of those after they redesigned the whole open world stuff. They had that, and it really turned me off. To me, part of the fun is grinding. Like I'll grind and do the small missions, so then by the time I go beat the main character, I'm like his strength or overpowering him because I did all this grinding already. So I didn't like it that everything, all the enemies scaled at my pace. So it kind of deters you from even grinding. And yeah, some tips and tutorials would tell you don't even grind, just mainline the story. Otherwise, by the time you get to that main character at the very end, you're going to be battling him for like half an hour because you're both so OP'd that it's just really difficult. But yeah, it's kind of sad to hear that Diablo is like that because PlayStation just gave us this game for free this month. I think it was July's free game, and I've never played a Diablo, and I was kind of interested in like, hey, maybe I should try it since it's free. I don't have to pay anything for it. I should maybe try and see if it's good or not.
Yeah,
So
that's exactly when I started playing it. It's because they gave it out for free. And I still do recommend you play it. Don't get me wrong. It's just not one of those you're gonna play for very, very long.
So let me ask you this, guys. So I mean, you Diablo, you've talked about it in the past on the podcast. Danny, I know you're a gamer. Is it something I know it sounds like you're disappointed in this one, or it didn't live up to your standards? Is that because, and maybe to you too, Danny, like you guys, you're as you mature, as you get older, you're acquiring different tastes for what you want from your gaming, or is it? Were you expecting something like the original, like it's just with beefed up graphics, and it was just uh no, it just it didn't live up to what you wanted, or because you're going, like you said, you're grinding through it, and it's just like you were. I think you had more better expectations for it, you know. And like, is that because you're growing, you want different type of games, or is it because the game maybe just sucked? I don't know.
So it's kind of a combination of the two. I think it was more that I had expectations. I was hoping it would be more like Diablo 2, but it kind of felt more like Diablo 3, which is a very different game. It's made by different developers and different artistic team that went in a different direction from 2. And when they made Resurrection, Diablo 2 Resurrected, that was like the peak. That was like, okay, now they're finally going in the right direction. But then they just messed it up again with Diablo 4. I was just like, man, like you saw the success of Diablo 2 Resurrected. Why couldn't you just use that team to make Diablo 4? Because the graphics and everything look cool. They finally don't look that cartoonish like Diablo 3 did. But it still feels like an MMO. It still feels like World of Warcraft, which is the team that developed 3 and also developed 4. So it has this like World of Warcraft feel where oh, this is another note I'll give. The skills in Diablo 2 are very much action oriented. You do a skill and you could do it again and again and again and again, and you do it spammy. You fat like a fast paced like action game. And this one, you do a skill, there's a cooldown, 20 seconds. Yeah, you could do another skill, there maybe there's a cooldown for 3 seconds. And then maybe one or two other skills you could do, spam it. but because of those cooldowns, those are their strong attacks. You have to wait, and it's just either strategize when you do them, how quickly you could do them again, and it's annoying. It doesn't make any sense in this context of this game. It's just an action RPG, not an MMO, not any of those kind of games.
Well, MMO is, I mean, just one more thing. I know they were the thing for a while, but I feel like that's not around no more. I mean, I could be wrong. I don't know. I don't game as much as you guys, but everything just like I don't know with like roadblocks and the Fortnite. Those ain't MMOs, right? Or those are like to me. I think of those are that's just like a shooters or Minecraft or whatever.
Yeah, I think Fortnite is like what an arena shooter or something like that.
Yeah,
I forgot what it's called, but yeah, no, those are more shooters. Minecraft or what did you say, Roblox?
Roblox
Uh,
or I don't know, like World of Warcraft. I don't even know if that's still around. I mean, it was huge. I'm assuming it's around, but it's just not as popular as it used to be.
I don't know how popular it is now because I was never into it, but I think it's definitely still around, and I think they're still doing expansions for it. Um, to me, it was just always boring. I was never into MMOs like that.
Yeah,
The ones that I did play were like some like Chinese Korean ones that
yeah, the
were
Korean ones. I remember that. I remember that was like crazy for a while too.
yeah, I just it was more to try it out with friends because that's what was cool about it. You get a group of people to try it out, and you're all like building different things, and you collaborate and stuff. And but Diablo was never that kind of game. It was always more you spam attacks, you do the like you build up your character, you get the cool items that are collectible, and you trade with people, and you can still team up to fight bosses, but you could easily play the game by yourself if you wanted to. Whereas MMO, you must team up with people. It is
Hmm.
incredibly challenging to do it on your own. And Diablo 4, it felt that way. I did beat it by myself because online just kind of sucks, man. Like I'm not big on the system they have, but that's going into too much detail. Just to kind of wrap it up, for Diablo 4, I think it's the story was interesting, um, but for the amount of money that was put into, which is between 50 to 500 million dollars, I expected so much more. God of War Ragnarok was a budget of like 200 million, and that was like a cinematic, like almost like a masterpiece, dude. It was a very fun and cool game that I want to play again someday, someday soon. And I'm excited to see the next entry for that. Whereas Diablo, honestly, if they make Diablo 5, I don't really think I care, man. If they finish here and they never make another one, that's fine with me. I think I'm done with it, dude.
Yeah, it kind of sucks because I know you're a big Diablo fan. Maybe they just need to return back to their roots.
Yeah. But yeah, so that's pretty much it for that one. Another thing I beat recently, just to kind of stay on the video game stuff, Resident Evil 4, the remake. I beat that on the PC, played it in 4K 120 or almost 120. It was like 110 or something like that. Very fun game. Did you beat this one, Daniel?
Yeah, the remake, this was awesome, man. It was a great atmospheric game. Totally different in some aspects, but then keeps a lot true to the original. But yeah, this was an awesome game. I really enjoyed it. Resident Evil, man, they're on a stroll right now. The two remake, three was okay, and this four is really good. So yeah, man, I wonder what's next, but four was definitely good.
Yeah, no, it was very fun, man. I had a good time playing it. The graphics, like the remastering or not remastering but the remaking of it, it stayed very similar to the original, yet upgraded so many of the visuals on it. And then the DLC with Ada Wong, I still have to play that, but the story was very cool. It's obviously Resident Evil 4, it's the same story pretty much, but they did do a few different things that I liked. I liked that Ashley wasn't such a hindrance this time. In the
Right.
original, it was like she was useless, and it made it more difficult because you had to like, it was just you had to put too much attention to save her versus focusing on the enemies. And I think this one was a lot more simple to do. The puzzles weren't difficult, at least for the most part. There were a couple it took me a little longer to do, but for the most part, it was like you could just charge forward and make it through pretty quickly. I think I beat it in like less than 15 hours, which is like what it said typically takes. And I explored everywhere, I explored everything. So definitely recommend it to anybody that likes Resident Evil or likes zombie. Well, I wouldn't say they're zombies, but likes like the horror genre.
The plagas.
The Blagas, yeah, dude. In Spain, no, it was cool, man.
Yeah, it was
uh,
definitely a good one.
but yeah, I'd give that one like an 8.5 out of 10. That one I really, really enjoyed, and I'm excited for Resident Evil 9. I hope Leon makes an appearance, man. I was kind of bummed out he's not going to be the main character. At least that's what they said. I thought it was a cop out that they said they couldn't use Leon because they wanted somebody that would be scared or that Leon was too brave and powerful to be scared. And I thought that was a cop out because most of the Resident Evil games have people that are badasses and they don't get scared. They don't get startled. The closest to them getting startled was probably seven, parts of eight, but mainly seven, where you Ethan, I believe his name was Ethan. He he's like new to this whole thing, so he has no training on combat and all that, and he just gets thrust into this world of the Resident Evil universe, right? And so it's scary, obviously, but not for the the viewer, right? Not for us, really. Um, yeah, I don't know. We'll see how it all turns out. I'm still gonna play it, but kind of bummed out Leon's not gonna be the main guy.
What about another remake? Are you interested in any other Resident Evil old ones being remade?
I would not mind, and I'm actually hoping they do it eventually. Code Veronica X.
Hell yeah, man. That one is so cool. I saw it's on sale for $5 right now, and I was this close to buying it, but I'm like, man, I don't know if I can handle those tank controls. It might just frustrate me, and I won't be able to play it.
Yeah, dude. That classic style, it gets annoying real quick, man. I think we got too used to the new modern day of controls.
Right.
But you should pick it up, man. Try it out again. It's only $5, I guess. But otherwise, emulation. You could do the emulator, and I think it might work with the Joy Cons or the what is it, the
Right. Where it
joysticks
remaps it. Sure. Yeah, no, I think definitely that one would be a cool one. That one not too many people played. Zero is okay too. I just didn't like the way they did their inventory, but yeah, either one of those, either Zero or Code Veronica, I think would be awesome remakes.
for sure, man. For sure. I'm looking forward to that. Um, but yeah, I think that pretty much wraps things up for the week. So let's just go ahead and get into the article this week. Okay, so we got an article here revolving around movie theaters. This is from Nerdist.com, and the title is AMC Theaters Will Run Even More Commercials Before Its Movies Starting Today. And today being the day of the publishing, which was July 1st. This is by Rodem Rusak. I'm just going to kind of read through this here. So, uh, pretty much it says that if a movie starts at 7 p.m., we know there's going to be at least a half hour of trailers before the opening credits roll. And we pretty much accept it. Movie trailers and movies are linked, and we see the movies that will be coming out. So when we're in the theaters, it makes sense to see the ones that are coming out afterwards. Even though we wish that there were fewer of them, but soon this real estate is about to expand in time and contain commercials for even more things that aren't movies. So AMC Theaters has revealed they will add even more commercials to its pre-movie lineups, and these ads won't just be trailers anymore. So it kind of goes into detail here. Starting now, July 1st, AMC will add a platinum spot to its pre-movie commercials, incorporating additional advertising alongside the traditional bevy of film trailers that run before a movie. The Hollywood Reporter reveals that AMC's total deal with National Cinemedia (NCM) includes showing as much as 5 minutes of commercials after a movie's official start time, and then airing a 30 to 60-second platinum slot before the one or last two trailers. Retail partners have included the likes of Jeep, ELF Cosmetics, Google, and Cook, among other top brands. Um, AMC shares, while AMC was initially reluctant to bring this to our theaters, our competitors have fully participated for more than 5 years without any direct impact to the attendance. So there's a strong indication that this pre-show initiative does not negatively influence movie-going habits. So while it does not negatively impact the movie-going habits, companies like AMC add more commercials to their movie screenings. The question about a negative impact on the movie-going experience is a vital and viable one. As mentioned, seeing movie ads for movie trailers and potentially for products like Coke that you might be able to enjoy at the theater makes sense, but turning the theater into yet another landscape to barrage users with ads is a really depressing thought. Users aren't changing their habits because there's a little choice available to them. Across all industries, the user experience is being deprioritized in favor of a desperate hunger to squeeze every possible ad dollar out of them. And going down here, the company shares in statement, our participation delivers us vital revenue as we continue our recovery path and allows us to continue offering significant value on ticket prices that through initiatives like Discount Tuesday, 20% off matinee pricing, and the upcoming 50% off Wednesday ticketing program. So it does go into more details here. Essentially, it's going to be one of these opinion things. Either you like them or you don't. One thing I did see is that they're gonna have to show you that there's gonna be a notice of these longer ads. So there's going to be a notification on the show times when you go to choose a movie, and it'll say movie starts 25 to 30 minutes after the show time. So they're going to compensate with these extra ads by at least giving you the heads up before you buy your ticket. You could see that, okay, there's going to be a lot of ads going on this one 30 minutes after the 9 a.m. showing or whatever, 12 p.m. showing. That's when you know you got to be there. So my quick opinion on this, I really hate that. I don't like all the massive trailers that we have to watch beforehand. I get some people like that old school nostalgia of going to the theater and watching trailers. I have YouTube. I watch trailers throughout the week. The last thing I want to do is spend money, show up on time, and have to wait 30 minutes for everyone else to enjoy their trailers for me to finally get to watch the movie I wanted to watch to begin with. Really quick, there was one time I was rushing to the theater. I thought I was going to be late. There was a massive like traffic. It was a traffic jam on North Avenue. Big surprise. Anyway, we went to the theater right in Addison where I go to Marcus, and it took me 25 minutes when typically it takes me like 15. I thought I was going to be late. I was like kind of just weaving in and out of traffic. I get there, all for nothing because even though I made it on time, I still have to wait for 20 minutes to finally watch the movie. I was like super upset, man. I was like, why do they do this? So I am like the only thing I like is that they're gonna finally state movies are starting later. But anyway, that's my rant. What do you guys think about this?
Yeah, I just experienced this with Superman. Even though I went to classic cinemas, and it seemed like about the average amount. Granted, before the show movie technically started, they were showing commercials the whole time. So we got there a little early, like I had mentioned, to get food and kind of get our seats and get situated. And yeah, they were playing commercials, and some of them weren't like you had mentioned, Noel, like they weren't movie commercials. They were commercials for like drugs, like, hey man, you got hemorrhoids, hey, this is the cream for you. And that was just like some weird like stuff, like it has nothing to do with the movie. So I to me, I understand it's ad revenue. While it's funny because you mentioned this article before I went to see it, so I was really paying attention to it. And I'm like, what else can the movie theater do to gain more revenue? And I'm like, are they going to start putting posters up on the side of the movie walls to kind of advertise, Coca-Cola and hey, Sonic has a 2 for $5 hamburger deal. And I'm like, are they going to start advertising against the walls here? And yeah, I mean, all of it is for money. So I like it that they're going to announce at least that the start time and how much commercials are going to be in it. So to me, I think that evens it out to make more money. Question, Noel and Andy, would you be cool with if you want to pay an extra $5, here's a movie that does not have any commercials and you could just get straight into the movie?
I I wouldn't pay any extra. I'm already paying for the movie, and that's what I came to see. So, in my opinion, if they're gonna have ads, I'm gonna show up after those ads are done. And if God forbid there comes a day where there's ads in between the movie, like during the movie, like Superman's about to hit this guy in the face, and then here's an ad for hemorrhoid cream. It's like, no, that's the last. That's the last day I go to the theater. It'll be the last time.
Yeah, I mean, as an AMC stockholder, I want revenue built, but I mean, yeah, a lot of the AMC theaters they have assigned seating, right? You buy your ticket ahead of time, and then you just walk in, and so you plan to be there like 20 minutes in or a half hour after the thing. I think you'll be all right. Um, but I know like the place by up the street from us where I live now, they have the half price Tuesdays or whatever. They have the big chairs and all that, but they do not have assigned seating. So there, it's first come, first serve. And when we were going to movies before the pandemic, we would go there on the matinees on Saturdays. Um, there was a line of people waiting for like the big blockbusters to go in there and like because you want to get decent seating, you want to be all the way up front. And I mean, even then, I think there was a classic cinemas. I think there was commercials and stuff. There's always been commercials and PSAs, but and then the trailers. I'm kind of with you, Noah. I remember a big part of I'm older going up to the movies watching the trailers, and then like, oh, okay, this seems interesting and stuff like that. Like I want to check that out, or like this looks boring. But now you could watch. It's not as big as it used to be. They just drop a trailer and everybody just goes to YouTube, like the Superman and the Fantastic Four. Like before, like you would get like, oh, the new trailer for this movie's gonna drop during this movie, and people would go just to pay to watch the trailer and maybe watch the movie or leave. So yeah, it's something that's of a bygone era. So I think they might remove that and put more commercials in its spot. The way things are going.
Yeah, man, they make so much money, man. They're not hurting for it. It's just I get that after COVID, things like took a nosedive and they had to like recoup some of their losses. But I think they're starting to get to the point where it's going to become greedy, and it's a slippery slope, man. 20 minutes is a lot of time. 30 minutes actually is what I've
Well,
seen. That's a lot of time to
it's
be at a theater.
you're
And
paying. Yeah, that's the thing, Noah. And today, especially after COVID, it was kind of heading before COVID. People got big screen TVs, nice living rooms, home theater setups. You can pause and order a pizza or go to your kitchen. Like that was a big factor for a lot of people. And then with the streaming, it helped out a lot. And then you could do order stuff, the big before digital or cinema at the same time, and you can watch it there. You pay a little bit more. If you have a family of four, you go out and but the movie going experience, I think it's still popular, but it's staying at home now for a lot of people. It's a big plus now, and going to the theater, it's expensive. It's expensive to get in. It's expensive to eat there. And then you got older people, like Danny said, Superman. Did you notice if anybody went up and took pisses then or anything like that? Or they're not walking in with gallon jugs of pop and popcorn either, I bet, right? Those old
No,
timers. Yeah.
no, those old timers, they did go to the bathroom quite a bit.
Yeah. What did I miss? Man,
uh,
Superman just knocked out somebody. Fuck. So yeah, that whole
yeah,
experience, and at home you could pause it if you got bladder issues.
no, for
which
sure. I mean, I think that is definitely a plus. I just invested into my home stereo earlier this year, and it was definitely worth it. One with a subwoofer, and it sounds great. I mean, to me, I love watching TV, sports at my house, so definitely a big plus. But sometimes, like I mentioned, you want to go to that DTX or whatever it was, the special sound, so you can hear those ripples of water all around you, so you could feel that deep bass at the movie theater. So it is an event that is worth it for certain movies. I get what some of you were saying, that maybe Superman. I think it was Noel that was saying that maybe it's not worth going to it, but you'll see it when it's on streaming. So yeah, you definitely have to choose whether the movie is theater quality to go see it there. But no, I think extra commercials, it's just the company's way to subsidize some of the costs. Everything keeps going up, and as we saw when they were trying to raise prices many years ago, certain fans are not willing to pay extraordinary amounts for ticket pricing.
Hell, I mean, WWE has commercials through their premium live
Matches,
events, and
yeah.
you want to call them pay per view. Netflix, I don't have Netflix no more. I mean, when they started, it was commercial free, which was like awesome. And then as more streamers came out, uh, they all started like slowly adding commercials, and Netflix was kind of the last ones. But I believe they have commercials now. I'm not sure, or they have a commercial ad option, right? Um, so yeah, even I think the last of them was Prime. They've started adding advertisements, and like it's just it is what it is, man. like those days of pain, and there's always going to be commercials or some type of advertisement. They can't resist having money, people putting money for you to have access to those people watching those screens and putting some type of advertising.
Of course, man. Yeah, it makes sense from a business standpoint, but as a consumer, on the consumer side of it, it's definitely unappealing. And then people have schedules to keep, right? Like when you go to the theater, you go in for, let's say, 2.5 hours, whatever the movie is. You have things to do after that, I assume, right? And like
Yeah.
a lot of people have like busy
Fucking,
lives. It's that sure, yeah. Add it to the list of things to do, right? And
that's a must if you're on a date.
if it's 30 minutes extra of just nonsense ads that don't mean anything to me, it just it puts a damper on the experience that I paid probably almost $50 for. Because if you think about the ticket prices, it's like $20, and then you think about the concessions, that's another sometimes $20 or so.
Shit, more
So,
than that.
and that's just me being a single guy. So yeah, definitely
Yeah.
more for people with a family. It's gonna be
You get a
easy,
girl
almost a
with you,
hundred.
she's gonna want
Oh
the
yeah.
nachos and all that bullshit, man.
So with the $10 M&Ms, it's like,
How much
yep.
are the nachos now there? Did you buy nachos for your wife?
I bought some for myself, and it was
Damn.
$7 just for the chips and cheese, man.
No
And then you want
jalapenos?
jalapenos is an extra $1.
That's
Damn.
crazy. Oh
Yeah, I
man.
mean that's what I'm saying. I mean it was a big dating thing, but now I don't know, dating's changed so much. I don't know if younger people even go to I mean the Netflix and chill thing for a while. So they're used to not going to the movies. They're used to just watching movies at home. So and I don't know, man. It is so much. Everything's changing so quickly. Me personally, like I got a kid. I want him to enjoy the movie going experience. Um, I know I got to pay a price for it. The only thing I'm kind of sad about is the drive-in experience that we had here locally for many years is gone. There's one up north, a little bit north of here, but I've read stuff how crazy packed it gets in there. So it ain't like the old one in Cascade. You could just pull up and sit down and eat and watch movies and double feature. And now I don't know at McKinney what's the options over there, but I got to look into it some more. But with that being said, man, we're out of time here, guys. We got to wrap this up. We want to thank you for listening. Remember, you can follow Freeform Network on Facebook and X at Freeform Network. You can send your questions and suggestions to ffnquestions@gmail.com. There, you can hit us up there with anything, comments, and advertising too, hit us up there. Visit our webpage at freeformnetwork.podbean.com. There you see the links to the many apps that we're on, platforms that you like, and we're on Spotify, YouTube, Podbean, whatever you name it, we're on it. iHeart, however you listen to us, subscribe and hit that like button. But let's get this going. Freeform Radio, it's Danny.
Yes, sir, man. I'm hungry. I think I'm gonna eat me some bratwurst, man, for lunch.
Nice. And then we got Noel.
Thank you, everybody, for joining us. We appreciate it. I'm probably going to make some burgers and poppers real quick.
Nice.
Yeah, man, that he went up to you, Danny. And it's all good, Andy. We want to thank you guys for listening. Check us out next time, and everybody have a good week.
That was cool, Dad.